Foolish mortal, do you think you could possibly defeat me? I shall devour your very being, and then I shall process it in my digestive system. And once I've gathered the appropriate nutrients, expel all that remains from my rectum.
I'm not sure if that was appropriate. Anyway, the dating thing isn't going so good right now. I'm finding more and more that the only available women are either too hot or too frickin' huge. There's no middle ground at all here. You have gorgeous women that you'll never get with, and fat women that you'd never be caught alive with. I'm starting to think that meeting my ex was just like some random chance. Huh. Destiny. Perhaps she was the one. Perhaps there can be only one. I'm not talking chunky, I'm talking sizable. I'm talking... Well, you remember that scene from Indiana Jones with Boulder, right? And I'm sorry, but I don't really want to feel like a lamprey eel clinging to the bottom of a shark when I'm making out with my girlfriend. And speaking of horrific sights, Hexen for the Nintendo 64. Now, first-person shooter games have changed a lot over the years, and I'm sure most of you are used to your Halos, your Call of Duties, hell, even your GoldenEyes or your Turoks. But Hexen harkens back to the days of Doom. It looks a lot like that Windows screensaver where you're going through that brick wall maze, except there's like 2D sprites of two-headed demons coming at you, and minotaurs, and fiery bats. Needless to say, it's not too impressive to look at visually. But that's more because it's a product of its time than anything else, really. What I do appreciate about the visuals is the atmosphere. This game is probably the perfect game to play on Halloween. You got demons, you got monsters, you got scary woods and wizards and costumes. I also appreciate the gratuitous amount of gore. These creatures die in horrible, horrible ways. Blood splurting every which way, bodies piling up in bloody masses. Oh yeah. That's what I like to see. Now I know what you're thinking, this game looks a lot like Doom, but that could not be further from the truth. Sure, Hexen has shooting and stabbing and punching, but the big focus is actually on exploration and puzzle solving. When I'm playing a first-person game, I usually just like to shoot things. And that's just a personal preference, but I don't like searching for keys and switches. I don't like wandering around in circles for hours and hours because everything looks the same. And the worlds in Hexen are huge. I got to the main hub level called 7 Portals, and I assumed once I solved that giant puzzle, that'd be the end of the game. You go to the 7 levels, you beat them, and you're done. But no. That's one world. There are more. And they're just as big, if not bigger. What I do like, however, is that Hexen clearly takes inspiration from RPGs. There's a very heavy fantasy element. You can even pick your class when you start. You can be a warrior, a cleric, or a mage. Personally, I picked the warrior because I like to punch the crap out of demons. I don't really want to waste time casting spells. Look at this warrior, man. He just kicks ass. He takes on the whole demon army. Fists of flying. I like to think of the fighter as like Rocky Balboa. Just think about it. Rocky goes into the netherworld to face the ultimate opponent, the forces of hell. Let's see Rocky land a TKO on a two-headed demon. Oh wait, he can, with his steel gauntlets. Yeah, steel gauntlets of doom with spiky knuckles. Jeez, someone's got to talk to Sylvester Stallone's agent. Now. Yeah, it's no more ridiculous than a Russian super soldier, is it? I'm going to say this right now, the game is fully playable. There's nothing really wrong with it. I have a lot of nitpicks. The big one would be the controls. They get the job done, but it just seemed awkward. I mean, it took me forever to find out how to switch items. Hold Z and press the left C button or the right C button. Why couldn't they just use L and R? Those aren't even used for anything in the game. I also found it incredibly difficult to aim up or down, since you have to use the D-pad. I don't know, it just seems awkward to reach for the N64 D-pad just so you can smack a bat out of the air. Or to see where the hell you're going, I guess. That's another thing, when you're trying to do platforming, it's almost impossible to judge the distances, and when you fall, you sometimes go back as far as the beginning of the level, and that's ridiculous. Just imagine trying to platform with the Doom engine. It just doesn't work, that's all there is to it. And I know, platforming is notoriously bad in first-person shooters, but this one pushes it well over the line.
You have no idea the challenges that await you. You will have to platform using the Doom engine, and it shall spell your doom, I think. Yes.
The other thing I didn't like was the complete lack of on-screen information. Sure, they'll tell you all about the level you're in, or the plot, but you find an item. They're not going to tell you what it does. You better have the manual. Like, I'd find things and I'd have no idea what to do with them. What's the chaos device? Does it warp you? Is that what it's doing? What's this vase do? I tried putting it places, it doesn't do anything. And I could buy this in, like, the NES days. A lot of games didn't tell you what things did. But this is N64. And they can clearly put text on the screen. They can clearly tell me what these things do. I'm going to fess up here, I couldn't beat this game. I got to the second world, and I just could not take it any longer. I could not stand to wander through another maze. And maybe it's just not my kind of thing. Just when I'm playing a game, I like to have some idea where I'm going. I like to have some idea that I'm getting somewhere. I don't want to activate some random switch and then guess as to what it does. I think that's the thing, like, I don't mind puzzles. These ones just weren't very good. Usually they involve just pulling the right switch at the right time. Wander around a room until you find it. If it's kind of subtle and hard to find, well, there's the challenge. Are you smart enough to figure it out? No, it has nothing to do with brain power, and it has everything to do with how much free time you have to wander around and look for little textures on the wall. You know what? I don't have that much free time. Well, no, I completely do. But maybe I should be doing something better with that time. A lot of different things, like... Well... One thing this game lacks is the BFG. Yeah, that would make this way better.